for my latest stream. It has the same thumbnail, folks, and I'm so sorry for this. It was saying I could have gone live, but I would have had to tilt everything, and I would have been, you know, I don't like that. I like a nice horizontal setting. That would have bothered me. It would have set off my pace and everything else. Ben, you're in. Thank you so kindly, Ben. Um, uh, Let me make sure here. I want to make sure that I've got everything I'm looking for. I've got to find myself too, because I monitor myself on another device, and I've got to find out what's going on here, you know? Let's see. You would think that that would just be going just nice and live. Forgive me, folks. We've had a disruption. I'll catch my breath here in a moment, but I'm not sure. It's still showing the old one. Let's see if it's coming up on the old page. Okay. Yeah. No, nothing going there yet. We're still finding it, folks. At least one of you have found me. Uh, And once I see, I've got to kind of lean over to see this because I've got a little window on my screen. But I want to welcome all of you who have found your way over here. I'm so sorry we had a disruption. It was a matter of, let's see if I found myself. I may have found myself. That would be good. Good. And do me a solid, folks, as you trickle in. We were getting close to 20 thumbs up already before I even started. If you could do me a favor and give this stream a thumbs up, I would appreciate it so we can kind of catch up to where we were. All right. We're dashing to find the current stream right now ourselves. I have two devices. Kimberly has a third device, and I use that for monitoring the show, right? And sometimes I use one device to monitor another aspect of the show and everything so that I'm kind of prepared for you guys. All right. Now, for those of you who are just kind of coming in for no, you just kind of tripped into me. We had a bit of a technical difficulty. Let me introduce myself if you're new. I see a lot of people out there. We've been getting a lot of new commenters, by the way. Kimberly was bringing up several of you who have really joined in. I think you'll find this a very welcoming environment. All right. I've got just the aces of people who follow this channel. We are of one mind and one thing, and that is that we all love classic rock. Some of us like this aspect a little more than others. I see that. Oberheim, my goodness. Brendan, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. You guys are supporting the channel, and I've got to go over. I'm hoping I took a photo of the super thanks that we got before. Did I get it? Did I get it? No. No, I got that one. Oh my goodness. Was it you, Ben? One of you came in with the power of two, and I was going to shout you out automatically. So it was Ben, and thank you, Ben. Ben has supported this channel. God, he's one of those core people that I'm going to tell you about that are really worth while getting to notice. And there's no time limit in tonight's stream. So keep this in mind because I do want to go over a little bit of channel business. But if you're brand new to the channel, I'm Michael Noland, and the channel is called Michael Noland, The Bottom Line. All right. And all that means is I get first speaking ability amongst the tribe. Oh my goodness, Rock and Robin, thank you so much. I can give you a like, but no heart when I'm on this device. Sweetheart, thank you so much for the power of two. We'll talk about that. All right. In case any of you are wondering, why are people giving him super thanks? All right. Um, but anyway, uh, the bottom line is as I see it, I get to speak first. That's kind of how it has to happen on YouTube, right? Somebody starts a channel, and then they give you something, whether it's a technical prowess or whatever. I'm an opinionator. I claim to be rock and roll's first opinionator because I will not be classified as a critic. Okay. But I do have opinions. But I also know I'm not the only human being alive on this planet, and that my opinion works for me in my own life, and other opinions work for you in your own life. And so I've created a channel where nobody has any kind of more power, including me. I invite people to disagree with me. All right. And quite openly. And we have people who disagree with me who give to this channel. All right. Because they like the open dialogue. So you're going to see an open dialogue here. I don't mess with trolls. That's why you've got some of my trusted tribal, marshals out there with wrenches attached to their name, and they're always looking for troll activity, right? Because this is not the environment for that, and so I try to keep everything here. We try to not only follow YouTube's stringent guidelines, right? No hateful statements. I won't put up with hate. I won't put up with calling of names, unless it's done in a like, oh, you fallacious fellow type of thing. And I can tell it's a sense of humor. But because we don't only just follow the YouTube stringent guidelines here, we follow my freaking stringent guidelines. Have some respect and show that you're an adult. And then have at me. That's all. You can disagree with me all day. I do not claim to have, I don't even claim to be, well, I'm right, it's you guys are wrong, but I'm going to give you this platform. Right? I've already changed my mind a couple of times on this platform. One time by a fellow YouTube content creator, Royce in the house, who we'll be mentioning a little bit tonight too, because Royce and I got it right, baby, when it came to Black Sabbath, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But here, Royce I've always been a Black Sabbath fan. Now, my Black Sabbath is the original four. The people who will be showing up this Saturday, and that's kind of going to be a whole lot about what this stream is about. So if you want information, and like I said before, I'll even help you save a buck if you still haven't bought a ticket. How does that sound? All right, so um, Royce, and this has been a really special week on the bottom line and at Royce in the house, and I'll tell you why. If you recall, before my stream last Sunday, which was dedicated to Black Sabbath's upcoming show, I also put out a poll. And the poll hasn't changed, just more people voting, although it's cooled down in the amount. I think I had like about what, 750 to 850 in that poll answered. Now it's what? It's over 1,000. All right. And the percentages haven't really changed on it, folks. Let me check here. Yeah. Right. Yeah, percentages are basically the same, and it did get to 1,000. The question was, how interested are you in Black Sabbath's upcoming Back to the Beginning reunion show? Now, this was a poll, excuse me, got a tickle, that I put out 5 days ago. Okay. And then what was it? Well, Sunday, I had my show. And then immediately following my show, I was a guest host on Royce's show, right? And we talked about Black Sabbath, right? Now, I can tell you, Sunday night, we had a really great stream. I loved it. but it was a lot more intimate than this stream can get. This stream has garnered up to 133 viewers at a time, and last Sunday, I think we hit 60. All right, which is fine. You know, if we have 25 people in, and it's me and 25 people having a conversation, that gets even easier and more intimate. But it was a cooling
Oh
of
my
views.
goodness, big
My
boy,
goodness
those
gracious, I
views
saw
you
that out of
did.
the corner of my
Oh, thank
eye.
you so much, big boys.
Oh,
That is
Big
so
Boy Oz,
nice. Yeah,
the
big
man.
boy OZ. Yeah.
Yeah, Ozzy. We remember
Oh,
we
yeah.
we discovered him in a moment of synchronicity, if you
Yeah.
recall.
Yeah,
All right, Mister
absolutely.
Synchronicity himself, Big Boy Oz. Let me make sure. Did I go the wrong way again? Let me check. There we go. All right, I'm back in. And just a $5 super thanks. Thank you, brother. Nothing else, just a super thanks. Okay. And we'll be talking about why people do that tonight. Like I said, we're really in no hurry tonight, folks. All right. So let me get back to here. Well, actually, let's take it from what Royce and I have been covering. So, anyway, like I said, viewership was down. Royce's viewership, I think, reached pretty close to his maximum, but it cooled down fast. There was a tepid response. And I, of course, monitor. He's my best friend, folks, right? So I monitor how he's doing all the time. I am like head cheerleader for Voice in the House, a channel that you should subscribe to. He's part of this tribe that we'll be talking about tonight. All right. So so I was monitoring. You know, he was doing okay. It was like he had had a couple of more tepid videos in the past, but yeah, it was like boy, I was surprised on both streams, right? And my video, the last time I checked, it got very few, or the stream in comparison. Yeah, right now it's reading 680, right? And usually I do a bit better than that. So with
Oh my
81% of you,
goodness.
oh,
You're the
you're
split
splitting Latin
cloud
boomer
boomer. Oh, you're
who, when he
amazing.
takes
Thank you
off his
so
Clark Kent
much.
disguise,
Oh,
becomes
it's
Gear
awesome.
Jam, Man of Steel. A $2 super thanks, swinging the Deuce Hammer. Oh man,
Yeah.
he supports this. He'll come in with those $2 super thanks. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. I
Oh,
appreciate it. So anyway, I'm a man of my convictions, if nothing else. So I stuck to my guns, right? And I doubled down. And I created a video that's on my regular. It's now my latest video, which the first half of it is a portion of the live stream that only got 680 views, right? And two portions of Royce's stream. And I kind of glued them together, right? Because I felt like first of all, the first portion of Royce's concludes my thought better than I actually did on my stream. So it kind of worked in my favor that I streamed in two places, right? Well, if you take a look at that, now when I released that video, nothing, absolutely nothing. And I just told myself, in for a penny, in for a pound. You know, that's just all there is. Uh, oh my goodness, Deuce is in again. Yes, he is. No,
yes,
yes,
he
he is.
is.
Oh, it's worth the Deuce.
Oh my goodness.
Happy Fourth,
Juice.
tribe. Oh yeah,
Oh, thank you so much, Juice.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, thank
You
you
know,
so
I
much.
almost wore my red, white, and blue shirt,
Oh,
but we're going to be talking about the aged rock stars and the question: Are we living in the last days of classic rock? I felt my attire was more appropriate, but absolutely happy Fourth of July to everybody in the USA and everybody else where there is a celebration of freedom. Uh, blessings to you. I hear Canada had a day. Uh, Canada Day, is that what it's called? So congratulations to all of you, right? And that's about as political as I'm ever going to get. But it's a good time to let off a lot of steam and have some nice fireworks, and I'm all for that. And I love the USA. You know, that's all I can say. Uh, I don't always agree with where we're going or if we're going in the right direction. But see, that's stuff I don't talk about on this channel at all. What I see is a country struggling to keep freedom of speech alive and a daring do attitude, and I love it. So, a happy Fourth to each and every one of you. Rockin' Robin Bird, sweetie, thank you. This tribe rules, she says. Happy Fourth, you all. Damn straight, Rockin' Robin Bird. One of the tribe's princesses. My lovely wife is tribal queen, as deigned by you. You guys kept using it, just like you called me tribe master. So I reluctantly took it on. And tribe master only means I get to speak first, and then the rest of you make sense out of my nonsense. And of course, my lovely wife, Kimberly, the love of my life, is my producer. You know, she started off producing this show with the idea, I'll help you the first couple of times, right? And I was worried. Oh, you know, I kept telling her, but baby, it works so good with both of us, right? And I was worried, but you know what did it? It wasn't going to be my kind of finagling. I can't do that. I don't have that kind of power with her. But not that I wouldn't have tried, right? Uh, but it was you guys that changed her mind. She was just going to help me out with the first, maybe three streams. I could see maybe I might have gotten three streams out of her.
Yeah, and I got hooked on it.
She said, "Did you hear her?"
Tribe.
I got hooked on it.
Such a great tribe.
Yeah,
and the people are amazing.
Yeah, the people are amazing.
Yes,
you know, and we've got a good tribe. We have a lot of females that show up for this. More than when I look at my analytics, it's still predominantly male. But I think the word's getting out. Look, this is a discussion. Uh, for the most part, everybody's a gentleman here. You know, there is a code of honor, and we're getting more and more females coming on the show. And it's not me that's bringing them; it's Kimberly, because we're running just enough feminine energy to the show, because like I have none. You know, I mean, I'm just kind of a yeah, right in your face kind of guy. And the better part of me uh, is my lovely wife. So, but we have Agent Pepsi. I saw her earlier. I don't know if she's in. Agent Pepsi 1. Of course, Rock and Robin Bird, the Divine Caitlin are just a few of our female tribal members. And like one of us said in the comments, it wasn't me, but someone else said, you never have to worry here, because in this family, I got a whole lot of big brothers, you know, and that's how everybody, you know, behaves with each other, you know, just plain and simple. All right. So I did want to just kind of take care of a couple of things before we get on with this. We are going to go, and then when I get going full blown, folks, you'll be glad you stayed here. I see that. I'm switching streams madly to get to this. I always stop the stream, and or at least I may finish a thought, a paragraph or two, and then I bow out and I acknowledge this. And in a minute, well, as a matter of fact, let's do this now. Agent, you are out there, the lovely Agent Pepsi, who has an amazing story. You know, when I start learning about you folks, we have retired policemen, we have active teachers, which to me, besides what I saw my mom do in motherhood with four boys and one girl, and all the boys are about what you see with me. You know, we're pretty straight on, you know, kind of guys. She whipped us into shape. That's got, you know, being a mother or a father, by the way, has got to be the most honorable profession because you profess to love your children on the planet. Number three to me would be, and Christian knows this goes out to him as well, would be a teacher. Unfortunately, we live in a time where somebody who is being paid to be a teacher isn't necessarily the person who should be doing the job. Sometimes that's been my um, experience. I had to take my daughter out of school and I homeschooled her. She is now. Uh, she just accepted. What is she now? She's a intern at a big accounting firm and everything. She graduated with straight A's, and I made sure I got her up to ninth grade, from fourth grade to ninth grade. I made sure she had a backing. All right. So, but I met great teachers in the system. I just saw a lot of people who don't. Christian, there is no doubt in my mind you're one of those great teachers. And those who would profess to teach those without knowledge, especially the young. Oh my goodness, you guys rock. So, Agent Pepsi One here, $5. Thank you, darling. Classic rock will not die with the passing of the aged performers. And then she capitalizes this part because the music lives in the hearts of the fans. The early 1980s are my favorite. I was a fan of the early 1980s. I got tired of that 80s sound pretty quickly, but man, I even liked Flock of Seagulls when I first heard that. And then I saw them and I went, well, not my cup of tea. But there was a lot of that new wave stuff coming out from Britain again, and then it was also the time at the end of the 70s and early 80s that the police happened for me. And they are, like I said, in my own humble opinion, there are a few bands tying for fourth place as my fourth favorite band. My first favorite, the Beatles. Number two, Led Zeppelin. Number three, Pink Floyd. And fighting for fourth place would be Yes, Deep Purple, and uh, who else? The Police, and I know there's another one there. Queen. All right. I don't know. It's always battling. I've kind of almost said yes at this point, but the Police are that big to me. All right. They are one of my favorite bands, very limited discography, 5 albums, but what a discography, 5 masterpieces, right? And you are so right. And as a matter of fact, it'll be channels like this that will continue to keep rock and roll alive as we start to procure the data, share stories about what it is, and give direction on what to listen to. Receive direction on what to listen to. And already, like I've already made a commitment to re listen to King Crimson. I'm still behind in that. But that was a request from some of you because I make such a big deal about yes. And I love what I've heard so far, but I need the time and I've got albums coming in and everything. Sometimes it's hard. All right. So before we get into the rest of this, I did want to go and I do this on every stream. And like I said, we're in no hurry. If you hang with me, you're going to be glad that you did because we've got a good show for you tonight. And I want to talk about that video. All right. But first of all, let's get in to those who gave us super thanks on our last stream. Now, like I said, it was a limited viewership, but we got very nice super thanks from you, and we are so appreciative. Now, I've said you guys are keeping this channel alive. To let you know, this channel started running into difficulty about this time last year. But I thought it was because of the political nature of the year. I felt that views were dropping off. Subscribers were starting to slow down at an alarming rate. And then when I started looking at it, I go, no, my growth period's good. It's just that people are unsubscribing. Now, at first I thought, well, okay, so I'm pissing some people off. Geez. And then the more I looked into it, it's not that. And I started getting complaints from you saying that I've been unsubscribed to your channel. Some of you even saying a couple of times, right? Or if you're not unsubscribed, you may have been uh, uh, had your notifications turned off without you doing so, because that's how you get it becomes really critical for the live streams that you're notified. Tonight, I don't even know what we're how many people we got viewing right now, baby.
It's a 60, but
60.
yep.
Okay. And that's actually very good, especially since I had to redo everything. You see, I had that stream all tagged, all right, for the first time. It was a special stream, and I tagged it so that people searching for this information would find this stream, because I'm going to tell you, I want to talk about that in a minute. All right. Like I said, we're going to get back to that video that I did. That's like the first time I ever did a video that's half me and half Royce, right? It's like a 50-50 bar, the ultimate. Oh my goodness, who is that? Josh.
Just came in with a super thanks to all.
All right. Let me check this out.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Josh.
Oh,
or JOS. I just call him Josh. Uh, Let's see, July 4th, 1966, Beatles were booed by fan at the airport in Manila. They certainly were, weren't they? Mhm. Not one of my favorite Beatles stories. I can tell. You're going to upset me, aren't you, Josh? Okay. Philippines, after they failed to make a private appearance before President Marcos. Yeah, and most of that came from Imelda, brother. Right? That princess shoe collecting, uh, insane, ego driven maniac, right? And what happened was the Beatles were never scheduled to show up at the palace ever. They were notified that they were expected, right? And the Beatles didn't know that there was an attitude that came with that, an attitude, right? And in other words, the way that Marcos felt is, no, you're summoned, baby, you show up. And the Beatles thought, oh, this is an additional. Now, the Beatles had very few days off. All right. They worked 8 days a week. I mean, if you know anything about, they have got to be the best artists on the planet that offered their fans a value at every point of their career. And it was their intention to do it. And so when this presidential figure says, yes, you shall be at the palace, that they thought it was still an invitation. They said, no, oh, no, thanks. Are you kidding me? We're exhausted, you know. And so evidently, the Marcos thought that this was a snub to them, right? As egomaniacs would. Anyway, long story short, the Beatles were manhandled out of that airport, scared to death for their safety. And what was it that John Lennon said about one of them that was pushing him, going, treat you just like ordinary passenger, just treat you like ordinary passenger, and John goes, good God, is this how you treat an ordinary passenger? Shoving him and moving him. The Beatles were scared to death. So I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought it up. Not one of my favorite Beatles stories, because you can blame that little trip on one of the reasons, and one of the main reasons. It may have happened anyway, but the Beatles decided to quit touring. That was one of the exact reasons that, okay, all the Beatles weren't having fun now. Before, at least Paul and Ringo to a degree, and then Ringo got tired of it. But there was always Paul who thoroughly enjoyed it, and he was the workaholic out of the group. All right, so these are the folks that gave us the super thanks, and we're going to talk about Black Sabbath tonight. Oberheim, wonderful, with a $6 super thanks. A good day to you, sir. Oberheim's from down under, right? We have a worldwide audience here. This tribe, and what is that? We'll talk about it. This tribe is worldwide. It knows no boundaries, right? Followed by Ben Schneider, who's already been active tonight, with another power of two. $2 super thanks. Brett Glasso, this time I didn't mispronounce your name, Brett, with a wonderful $3 uh, super thanks. Rock and Robin followed that with a power of $2. Deuces Wild with a $5 super thanks. 45 RPM, always good to see you in the chat. 45's been with me for quite a while in the regular comments of my video. So him and I go, or she and I go back way back. I don't know, he or she. Always appreciate him. $5. And Michael Boswell with a $2 super thanks, followed by a $7 super thanks. So thank you, Michael. $7 total. Storm Cop came in with a $20 super thanks. Ben Scheidecker again with a $5 super thanks. Deuces Wild with a $5 super thanks. And to close us off, John Foster with a power of $2. Good to see you. It'd been a couple of times since I had seen you in the chat, John, or I've been, trying to get past things. It was good to see you in the chat. I didn't get a chance to bring this up on my latest video, which we're going to talk about now that will meld into Black Sabbath, but this was by Joseph Blue. I mentioned Joseph Blue, but then because his super thanks came attached to one of my regular videos, it doesn't show up in the field of those of you who give them during my streams. So he gave us a $2 super thanks, and with just a simple word, thanks. No, thank you, Joseph. I appreciate that. Okay, I really do. All right, so I do want to let you guys know, excuse me, the new tribal mug is out. I'm sorry, I'm still streaming with a backwards image here, folks, for those of you who haven't caught on. But this is the what we called the limited edition uh, prototype tribal mug. All right, and in case you're not dyslexic, I'll read that for you. It says, "We are the tribe." Right? Okay. And on the other side, every tribal mug needs a chieftain's mug, and of course that reads Michael Noland, the bottom line. And I know a whole lot of you have already ordered your cup. All right. Now, the reason I'm even bringing that up, I still have actually, I have two cups on order that will go. Now, I'll tell you my experience in ordering this was really positive. I ordered it and I got it in a very timely fashion. So let me know how your, view was. I ordered it the night that I had announced it, and I got this about 2 or 3 days ago. It was after Sunday, right? Because this is the first stream since I've had it. Now this is the old design, and what you have is a descript group of people, and that's the whole idea of what the tribe is all about. We come from Australia. We come from Argentina, Mexico, Honduras. We come from England, Ireland, Japan, Hawaii, Germany, France, the Mediterranean, New Zealand. We come from all over, baby, right? And we all have different backgrounds. We all have different skin colors. We all have different belief systems, right? But the one thing that we have together is that we all love classic rock. And there's enough drama just arguing amongst ourselves as to who's the best band. To me, the best band in the universe is the Beatles. But I know a lot of you who thoroughly disagree with that, and that you like harder edged music, and maybe Led Zeppelin would be your top band. Maybe Black Sabbath, which we're going to be talking about tonight, would rank a lot higher than they do with me. They would
Oh my
be. I
goodness.
see that.
Just the
Just the facts.
facts, man.
Oh
Oh,
man,
that's so
I'm so glad
nice,
you checked in,
Dan.
Dan.
Thank you
Um,
so much.
because that gives me,
That's
we're
awesome.
going to be talking about
Oh,
Royce in this video here in a minute. Uh, oh, thank you, Dan. $10. Absolutely awesome. Let's see what he has to say. I'll give you a thumbs up. I can't give you a heart on this one, but because I'm on another system, Dan. Otherwise, I'd heart that sucker up.
oh,
I
Dan.
hate to self promote, but Royce and I have another big interview in the works and should happen in the next few weeks. Stay tuned as details become available. And let us know whenever that's happening, Dan. You know you've got my back. I'll promote the hell out of you. Yeah, if there's two active channels that right now I'm backing the most right now. There's four that I do back. A couple of them are not producing, like for example, Soul Train definitely aren't producing a lot of new material right now. If he ever gears up, I'll do the same thing for him. But I have four groups and or content creators that I put on my featured channels, right? I keep that real to the bare bones. And Dan, Just the Facts Man, is one of those channels that I feature on my featured list. So you can guarantee yourself that I view Dan just like I view Royce as a brother channel to this channel. He's very tribal, you know, right? Uh, Dan resides right here in the United States, but he's from Texas, right? So when we have, we have panels over there where you've got people from Canada, Texas, a couple of us from California, and the two of us from California ain't even in the same part of the state. Might as well be in a different state as far as distance, and that's Royce and I, right? So I just want to appreciate each and every one of you that have done that. We're still growing, you know, but we're still having stuff. Even the last 24 hours, we must have gained about 40 subscribers and lost 18, and they're not coming off anything other than from the back
Oh
end.
my
So
goodness.
that's one
Anything
thing.
wild just came in
I
with
just
me.
saw that. I'm going to get right to you, Deuce.
Oh,
Um,
Deuce, thank you so much.
oh my goodness, yeah, and
Oh,
he's already been in, hasn't he,
he
baby?
always shows a lot of love, doesn't
Yeah.
he?
Oh,
Oh,
God.
thank you
And
so
these
much.
guys are, I appreciate that. But if you people out there, maybe somebody who's just joined the channel, because I know a lot of you have, um, and you're just curious, what does this guy do live? I'm going to tell you. Um, the main reason I do this, and every one of these people who have given me a super thanks knows this, and yet they still do it. My main gig is
Oh,
with you folks, the people that are viewing us, the 59 right now. That's my main gig. I appreciate you just watching, right? But I do have to thank these guys, right? Because we lost so much impetus. And when I redirected my energy to those who make sure if they're unsubscribed, they go and find me, right? And I go, that's the people who I'm really reaching all the time. And I directed my attention to that. Doesn't mean I'm just focusing in on their interest in everything. We've grown since I started directing my energies to a core portion of you that watch a whole lot of my stuff, right? And we're growing. And so the what we'll cover on the channel and everything will expand. This is only the fourth season. Now, we just started that in February, right? February 15th ended with me being as a rock channel on YouTube for 3 years. I was on YouTube for about 4 months before that, but it was a whole different gig. And I transitioned the channel. It was still called The Bottom Line. And I haven't erased any of those videos. You go back in time on my videos, you can watch just what an amateur I was at that time, if indeed I've even reached past amateur at this point. But maybe I'm pro am now, and I was amateur then. How's that sound? Deuces Wild, here's what he says. I did get that last one, just the fact, yeah. Get some. Oh, I did want to finish up with Dan before I get to you, Deuce. So, uh, when I say go to Royce's channel, it's like saying go to Dan's as well. Dan's on the panel over there, right? And Dan was on the panel before I ever got on the panel. I just watched what I think is our first um, panel discussion with me, Dan, Lou Mars, and Royce, done 3 years ago. And God, that panel was great. I mean, we were on fire that time, Dan. So thank you. And yes, support the man. He supports me, obviously, financially, and he supports me as a content creator as well. And that can only mean growth for you guys and us as a tribe. Deuce is Wild, a $10 super thanks. And he says, the camaraderie of the British bands in the 60s was exciting and palpable. The let's see. Oh, I had a little smudge there. The London club scenes, the recording of records in the same studios, is mythological and epic in itself. The stories, etc. Oh God, no kidding. You know, and fashion changed overnight, and you couldn't change it fast enough. I still say menswear has suffered immensely since the 60s. The 60s was a time when menswear could be just as shocking as female wear. And I loved it. I had my Nehru shirts, my bell bottoms. I had it. You know, I loved it. I love that alternative dress, and I missed it. You know, some people say it kind of, men's fashion came back with, what was that? Miami Vice and all of that in the 80s. And it's true, style was back. But to this day, I look at those times, in menswear, and I still say the 60s has got that beat. But that was my original generation, right? So aces to you, Deuce. Now getting back, and now the stream takes off for Black Sabbath. So those of you who stayed with me, you're going to be glad you did, because we're going to be talking about this upcoming show that's going to be happening this Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's what, 3 days from now, right? See, I can count. And we covered this. And as I said, I covered it in a poll. I covered it on a stream. Royce covered it on his stream, right? And at first, just a percolation of interest. Guess what? Royce's stream is now well past 600. And on his channel analytics, it may be into the 700s. I don't know. That's fantastic. And
Oh my
congratulations,
goodness.
Royce. I see that.
Mega Wet Willie just gave us a show. Thank you so much.
I love the
That's my
handle.
name. Isn't that cool?
Wow. Oh, this is so nice to hear. Mega Wet Willie says, been following since the early days.
Oh,
Enjoy all your posts. Glad you're gonna
oh,
live stream. Yeah, I have been since January 18th. This is number 48, but we're just getting started. We're
oh.
still developing a style here and everything. And it's all shoot at the hip kind of stuff, right? But
Yep.
thank you. And Mega Wet Willie from way back. I love hearing from people who have been following me throughout the years, right? Now, my live stream didn't pick up beyond that. As a matter of fact, I think Royce is outdrawing my live stream, which is not usually the truth. So, again, congratulations, Royce. But you know what I did? I doubled down. I said, in for a penny, in for a pound. I don't care. I decided I'm going to cover this, despite the fact that many people are saying, we're just not that freaking interested, son. Right? I mean, the signs were everywhere. Initially on Royce's, still on my latest live stream, it's pretty humble. I mean, it's not horrible. 680 something, I think is what I said. Right? But then I did this video where the first half is from that stream that didn't do so well, and Royce's that did really well, but you got to get past my stream to get to his portion, right? And I released it and didn't do shit, you know? And it was like, God damn, what do I do at this point? I mean, I've committed myself till next Sunday, right? I mean, I said I'm going to cover this. I purchased my tickets to this show to view it online, like a whole lot of you who are watching this today. So I just said, look, with all these super thanks and everything that I did get, for those of you who did show up, I owe it to you folks to continue on. And I'm so glad I did. You want to know something? That thing for the first 24 hours just lied fallow. As a matter of fact, I didn't think, I knew it was going to have trouble even reaching 1,500. My videos usually do a little better than my live streams, right? Live streams are new. I've been doing those for years. And even my videos of live streams do better than the live streams usually. And so I thought, oh well, it's just got you. I said I'd cover this. I am, and I am either way. But guess what? That video now has over 5,000. Actually, on my uh, um, uh, analytics, it's at 5.3. Right now, it's the last time I looked, it is 5 exactly on YouTube. But analytics are usually ahead. And what you see on YouTube's a slight discrepancy. Usually, you can count on whatever video you're watching having a few more views than that. Baby, could you take care of that for me?
Oh, yes, I can.
Thank you, darling. Another reason I was up late today on my first attempt, it wasn't just the technical difficulties. I would have been up about 2 minutes later, but uh, I had to go chase a chicken, quite literally. What you heard was the cock crowing, and they come right up to our window, and we don't have chickens. So Kiki's out taking care of that one uh, as I'm uh, as I'm talking. But see, here's what I'm saying, and this is what I think I was betting on always, folks, is has FOMO occurred? Think about that. Despite my polls, Royce's initial lackluster response now gaining, my initial lackluster response now gaining. Uh, Are people, did the general audience just think, look, Black Sabbath already did their last thing 20 years ago? I saw them. When was the last time that Bill Ward played with them? Was it 2016 when they did their final farewell, but Bill Ward wasn't with them? I may have that year off. Uh, but and all this horrible news about Ozzy's health, maybe shaking the tree as to whether he can even do this. We're already seeing people who are nowhere near in bad shape as Ozzy, um, uh, lip syncing, right? Or performing from wheelchairs, and Wilson, Phil, from Genesis. So maybe that was part of it at first. Everybody, because I know I have a lot of you out there that at least like Black Sabbath, and a lot of you are, a few of you are like me. You like Black Sabbath with Ozzy, but you didn't follow them past that, and a whole lot of you just like anything that's Black Sabbath, right? And if that's true, then that's anything that's Tony Iommi, and is this really the last Black Sabbath show? But it certainly will be the last Black Sabbath show that I recognize, because I feel that Black Sabbath was too iconic uh, to truly be Black Sabbath. See, I told you I'm an opinionator. Um, Once they got rid of Ozzy, right? And I didn't go over to Ozzy. Now, Royce did right away. I loved his stuff. I heard on the radio and stuff, but it always seemed like pop heavy metal to me. And like I said, never turned off a song, but I never actually bought his stuff. And then Patient Number 9 came out, and I started becoming a fan. And after 3 years of Royce browbeating me, I'm now an Ozzy fan and catching up on his discography and him as a solo artist. But I don't see him doing the exact same thing that Black Sabbath did at all. It's all, I mean, I see how it came out of that, but for the very reasons I said. It's more popish than everything else for the most part, or at least the big hits are. And I love melody. That's why I wouldn't turn it off. But not enough, it was like I felt like I was betraying Black Sabbath if I bought Ozzy, or betraying Black Sabbath or Ozzy if I bought Black Sabbath with Dio almost. But I just wasn't also that impressed with their sound in total with Dio. Great voice, but they kind of went off the reservation a little bit for me and what I saw as Black Sabbath. But whatever you guys think is fine with me. Like I said, I thoroughly acknowledge anybody who says Black Sabbath is any incarnation as long as Tony Iommi is at the helm. That's Black Sabbath. All right, to you, more power to you. All right. So here we got. And that's another thing um, with them is they're going to be showing up and they're telling you that you can get this ticket if you haven't got the ticket yet. Had a blurb there for a second, folks. I was reading about three different notes and deciding which one to attack. Um, but let's talk about the tickets. All right. Now, I've bought my ticket. I've already shown that to you guys before. You get you basically get, let's get that down. You go to backtothebeginning.com, and that's basically what you get there on the site, right? Okay. And you can hit buy ticket, and you've got two ticket choices, right? You can buy the single ticket, and I'm again sorry for this being backwards, but that's $29.99, I believe, and or you can buy the ticket with a T-shirt for $64.99. Was it? Yeah, or 98. Okay, 64.98, 65 bucks, or $30 for the ticket itself, right? Now, why am I going over this? Again, go to backtothebeginning.com. It'll bring you to that screen. You can click, all right. You can check your OS requirements, operating system requirements to make sure whatever device you're going to be watching this on, kind of connects with you, and then order either one. All right. Now, I ordered just the ticket. I go, no, I'm not going to go for a T-shirt. That's an extra 35 bucks. And then I started thinking about what T-shirts are going at the big concerts, and they're going for 50, aren't they these days? I mean, you can tell by this photo, the thickness of the T-shirt. It looks like it's pretty decent quality, and I'm pretty sure, and you can even get specialty T-shirts that go well beyond that, even over $100 at concerts. And I'm sure you'll be able to do that at this concert if you actually show up live. But this is the tour T-shirt, and I started thinking. I was it Royce that said no, I got the T-shirt, and I started going, maybe I should have got the T-shirt, but I'm not going to buy another ticket to get the T-shirt, right? So I did some digging, and I found that you can actually get this T-shirt. There's the photo. This same T-shirt, same design. Looks like it's got a decent thickness and everything. There you go. All right. It's not as presented, it's hung up over a locker, but you can get that for $12.99. All right. And you can get instead of 35. So if you just bought the ticket, all right, or you're contemplating, should I buy the ticket, with the T-shirt? I'm gonna go ahead and order this, folks. I've decided, yeah, it'd be nice to have the T-shirt, and the reason I'm going to do that is because, oh boy, this thing is just. I swear I've said it before. Kimberly's iPad is haunted.
Yeah.
It just reverted a photo that I had saved for you guys in presentation. Isn't that something? I think it's got it in for me, right? So anyway, for $30 you can get the ticket and then add in $42, or 43, I guess, plus tax, what, shipping and all of that. But you're going to be paying for the same thing with the T-shirt, I'm sure. So I mean, you can save a few bucks. You can get the T-shirt and the ticket for about 43, 45, within that range instead of 65. So I just thought I'd let you guys know. Now, why
Hey, hon,
is there? Yeah, babe.
um, Cornwallis Hankey would like you to do a full Ozzy discography tour sometime.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. Yeah, I'd love to do that. A full
Yeah.
Discography
Yep, a full. Yes.
video. Okay, good.
Yeah.
See, what I do is I re watch these to review what I covered and everything, and then I take notes on what's going on. So yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I see that and I go, yeah, I'd like to do that right away. It sounds really good. All right. So, hey, Royce, I see you. I see you in the chat here. I haven't hardly even been over here. I've just been covering what I've had on my photos, and my photos just went blankety blank on me. And I'm trying to get back to those because I had a couple of things that I wanted to kind of go over. But let's get back to this whole idea of this tour. Why am I going to so much trouble to give you guys information? Why am I claiming that there might be FOMO? I think people were used to saying goodbye to this band. And on top of everything happening with Ozzy and his health issues and everything, they've gotten to a point where they almost don't believe that this can happen. I've got to tell you, I've still got my doubts, right? Royce has his doubts, although I think he finally said we're on like 99 degree temperature here, folks. So I have some toilet paper set aside for just in case, that emergency occurred. But no, there is still doubts. I mean, now in prepping for this stream, I looked at um, the video that covered, Jack Black. What an asshole! Introducing Ozzy Osbourne for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right? Now there's Ozzy sitting on his throne, right? And he's like this. He's got his cane, right? The cool rock star cane, right? Looking good for his age, looking good, right? And Jack Black is blabbing away about something like he actually knows what he's talking about. And I know I'm talking to some Jack Black fans. Never been much of a Jack Black fan. Couple of movies he's good in, but uh, anyway, totally inappropriate to me. I would have thought somebody more noble would present this. And some of you are going, you don't get Jack Black's humor. Yeah, I do. I do. It just doesn't hit me square in the face like a lot of you. But notice when Ozzy starts talking. I mean, like again, he's in the throne, right? That we've heard so much about, and he actually shows up on a throne, and you just see his knees moving the whole time. Of course, that's part of his condition, right? And we've talked about now, and right around that time, Royce even on his show even showed some photographs of him walking, and I showed photographs of him walking on a couple of my videos as well, where he's all bent over. He's actually standing, but he's so bent over. It's like without that cane or without the chair he's leaning on or without the walker in one case. It didn't look like he was going anywhere. And he looked like he should be in a rest home practically, or, at home with a rest home type of team around for taking care of him. And some of us wonder if that's not going on actively right now. All right, so there's where the doubt I think happens. Yeah, we've said goodbye. Uh, Bill Ward coming back this late. It's a little bit too late. I've said goodbye. I've already seen him, or I never saw him, and seeing him old and decrepit at this point in their career isn't what I consider my idea of an ice cream sundae, you know? So I think a lot of people, that's their first reaction. I think that's where you saw my poll. I think that's the tepid response you saw on Royce that night and my stream. But then people are coming to a conclusion. And this is something I tried to bring across, and I never really said it better or good enough. And let's see if I can get it out good
Oh my
enough this time.
goodness. Ergus Splitton came in again.
Oh, did he?
Oh,
Oh my
wow.
goodness. Let me go to down here.
5 gift
Oh
membership.
my
That's so
goodness.
sweet.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you
like a
so much,
$25
Ergus Splitton.
gift. Folks, if you get this,
Oh,
again, I have to reiterate this is
oh,
wonderful. We're trying to build a
oh.
membership. I'm giving more and more of my direction. I'm a couple of days late getting my latest video out for my members. And as you guys know, I've devoted this week to Black Sabbath. All right. And I want to get one out before my stream on Sunday. I'm going to do my best, but this has been taking so much of my time. But there are uh, tons of videos over there that are not available for on the regular channel. It's for those who become a member and are financially supporting me. It's me offering it just a little bit more as a thank you for that. Now, the problem is when it's not a problem. Actually, it's a wonderful gift. I wish that this meant that if you saw this sign, ooh, 5 memberships that I'm seeing, that you could click on that and get that membership. That's the way I would love it. First come, first serve. Yeah, I'll take one of those. You know, uh, fortune favors the brave and quick, right? But what the YouTube algo demon does is it shoots it out to whatever the algo demon thinks is an appropriate person. We have no control over that. So there's something to that intelligent design of the algorithm that thinks that you might be interested in my stuff. So if you get that, go ahead and click that up. All right. And so much, thanks so much, Gear Jam. I appreciate it. That's wonderful. That is absolutely
He's so
awesome.
sweet.
Yeah. So everybody was ready to give up on Ozzy for the obvious reasons, and I can understand that. But here's the thing that I think people are now coming, and why we're starting to see a hover of interest. I mean, it's Wednesday, midweek. People are starting to plan their weekend. What are they going to do? Why the sudden increase of interest? Here's why. This is Black Sabbath. No, this isn't just Black Sabbath. This is Black Sabbath, the original incarnation of the band. These are the original 4 members. Not good enough for you? Okay. Black Sabbath by a lot of you would be like your second or third favorite band. Some of you, their favorite band. They would be about, well, they were in my top 10. All right. And I could name my top 50 bands, and I'm still going to go get their albums. Right. So this is a major band. This is Mount Rock Olympus level bandage, folks. This is a major band. This is a band that you mentioned in the company of the Beatles. You know, the same Beatles that doesn't have George Harrison or John Lennon. So, oops, they can't do this. You know, this is the same band you mentioned alongside The Who, who's on a farewell tour with only 2 members left. So they can't do this, right? Led Zeppelin can't do this. John Bonham died. Queen can't do this. Freddie Mercury died. Yes can't do this. Chris Squire and Alan White died, and others. All right. So, and there are other bands that can't do this that are on this Mount Rock Olympus level of all time of bands. This is a major band. All right, they've got a name for them, comparing them to Led Zeppelin and Deep Purple, who are both major bands. By the way, Deep Purple can't do this. There's no John Lord, and if Richie isn't in the mood, right, there isn't the guitarist that took over his place anymore, Tommy Boland. They can't do this. But in the year 2025, one of the 20th century's greatest bands can walk up on that stage, all four of them the original members. This is pedigree. This is royalty in rock. This is historic, folks. This is a historic concert. Whether it's a wonderful, crazy train, see what I did there, or a total train wreck. It's historic. You can't get past that. And that's why, if you recall, when we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago, in passing on one of my streams, I said, yeah, I just don't think I'm going to get those tickets. That was my immediate reaction. But once I came to my senses and I thought, whoa, see, I never got a chance. Royce did. And he keeps bragging about it. Just ask him. He's in the comments right now. Oh, yes, I saw him in 71. Yeah. And then I saw them. Yeah, Big Brother Royce. Brag, 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 brag. Braggart. That's all I could say, brother. But I never got to see them. I just never got to see them. Either my interest had waned when they were in my area and they were another incarnation, or I just didn't get my act together, or didn't have the bucks, whatever it was.
Or you were too in love with the Beatles, huh?
Huh? What's that?
I said, or you were too in love with the Beatles.
Or I was too in love with the Beatles at the time. That could be true too. Mm-hmm. That could be true. I hadn't made the transition yet.
I think.
So anyway, think about this on that level. All right, this. How many bands can even do this? And how can you not be there? $30. I mean, that's I don't know. That's the price of a new movie, and you only get that. I think it's set up to replay until the following day or a certain time. You can keep replaying. I'm not sure about that. So it's not ownership, you know. But then again, you don't get to take the band themselves home with you at a concert. So think of it along those lines. But $30, and I thought, for just an average band, like I don't know, that I would love to see, like Mark Farner's American Band. I'd love to see him, but I don't know if I paid top dollar. Now, if he got together with Mel and Company and that drummer, as Mark likes to talk about, I noticed in your interview, Dan, that he goes, and the drummer, he didn't even mention Don by name. Uh, but if they could get their acting, yeah, they're one of those bands I might pay $30 to see them, especially as like a big farewell tour. Yeah, we're just doing this for our fans kind of thing. All right. So, and it is a bit like I think a lot of people are also, uh, there's a morbid curiosity about this too. And that might be explaining some of the interest as well. What do you guys think? And by that, I mean, everybody can't help but slow down at a car wreck. You're telling yourself, yeah, do not cause a commotion here. Just get on through. Don't be like anybody else as your eyes kind of look to see what the damage was. Is there a part of that that's going on here? Do we see an interest in more kind of a morbid interest? Are people interested in paying to watch Ozzy fall flat on his face? Because Or is or are they curious that maybe Bill Ward doesn't have the chops anymore? A few of you even left messages saying, "Was it Doc Insomnia?" Who probably can't be here unless he's just joined. Oh, he is in. Good, good. He was concerned he wasn't going to be able to get in. We got started a little late, and we're running. You know, there's no basic time limit here, Doc. But people are uh, wondering if there's going to be um, vocal uh, tracks. In other words, lip syncing going on because of Ozzy's condition. Now, here's what I've heard is that Ozzy's voice is in great shape. He has clearly stated that. He says it's not like I can't sing. And the last time I heard, he wants to make more music. It's not like he's retiring from music forever, but this is him retiring from performing because he just can't do it anymore. So he claims that his voice is in good shape. Now he did let out a yell at that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame just before the band and a totally inadequate vocalist covering that first song. Good God, where did they get him? Uh, anyway, and he did a nice scream from the gut. So he's got, I can tell as a singer, he's got some diaphragm left, right? And that's from a sitting position. You've heard me criticize. Most singers will stand up in a studio and project from their diaphragm. You don't see a lot of singers approaching vocals for a record or a recording sitting in a chair too often, right? Unless they just have one of those voices where the diaphragm isn't important, kind of thing. Maybe they could sit in a chair for that. But I can tell you, I've sang in choir, I've sang in rock bands, I've sang by myself, I've sang, right? And you learn to project from your diaphragm as a singer, and it's preferable to be standing up. So the question is, can Ozzy deliver from a sitting position? Or is he going? People have said, are they going to hoist him? Because I was it a Super Bowl show that Ozzy showed up? Was it a Super Bowl? And I told you then, he had this long flowing coat that was actually more robe than coat, and it just flew like a gown, a woman's gown from neath him. Only it's a gentleman's gown, right? And I swear to God, he didn't move. That man was hoisted up. They had this thing. He was stuck just like an action figure on your shelf with something, kind of stuck in a band around his midsection and everything. So is that what they're going to do, or are they going to do? We were hearing rumors before the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that he would be doing this flying throne, and we saw him on a throne at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That certainly would look cool. Some even proposing that he would fly over the audience, and this would be a spectacular thing. Then we heard that he was only going to do a couple of things. Well, we've heard a couple of things here. I think the latest supposition is they're going to do uh, 5 songs. He's going to do 5 songs with Sabbath. All right. That's the latest guesstimate, right? What songs would you guys choose? I want to see that because I'm going to turn to the comments here in a minute and I want to discuss that, right? Okay. What 5 songs by Black Sabbath would you choose that he has to do? I To me, they have to open. First of all, the Black Sabbath better open and then let Ozzy continue. This is his greater legacy, even though he may have made more money in his uh, solo career, but this is his true golden platinum legacy, right? And if you're going to do that, to me, you've got to have the very first cut off the very first Black Sabbath album, the song Black Sabbath. I mean, the first word I want to hear out of Ozzy's mouth is, "What is this that stands before me?" All right. And I've got a couple others, but I'm going to keep off. But I think that's essential. I think that's an essential opener. What do you guys think? Or do you think something else would be more fitting? And do you even agree with me that Black Sabbath should go on before Ozzy? Or are some of you saying, no, Ozzy's uh, the big star, and Sabbath is just showing up? And there is no doubt that Sabbath draw by themselves in other incarnation didn't draw like Ozzy. And Ozzy is a major draw. He's the vocalist. He's the visual centerpiece for the band. You know, good true fans uh, aren't ignoring Geezer Butler or Tony Iommi or Bill Ward at all. We see genius in all of them. So if I was there, I'd be looking back and forth, and I hope that the camera favors all four prominently, because this is indeed a major send off for this band if you think about it. Another thing I wanted to bring out before I get to your things, if you know your comments, your things, right? If you click the title of this show, I did want to let you know. I was talking about this and I didn't get back to uh, the thing, to the second part of that information. If you click on the tribal store, uh, you'll find out that, again, you click on the title, it takes you to the description box. And then, well, that wasn't right. Oh, I bet you. Oh, I didn't have it. Oh, okay. I see. Okay. All right. When we restreamed, it wasn't up there. There is a brand new tribal mug, okay, available to you guys. The one I'm showing you here, like I said, was just a a prototype limited collector's edition. We're trying to get the final thing going for the show, and let me see if I can get this up over here. Yeah, it's not going to let me. Uh, Here we go. At least I can let you go. And then when I'm done with this stream, I will make sure that this stream has a link to this. But here's the new design. And I need to let you guys know, I need to hear from you. Okay. Do you like the original design or the new design? Again, an apology for the backwards, but it says, "We are the tribe." And now you know why there is a little uh, coconut tree by my name anytime I come by Royce's. I've always had this design from the beginning of the channel. I always wanted to get this on here. But if it doesn't ring your bell, let me know. No feelings hurt. And let me know which of the tribal mugs uh, best suits your taste, because I want something that you guys want up there. And I forgot to go through that. And so I wanted to make sure that we were. Am I back here? Yeah, I guess I'm back. Um, no, not yet. Good Lord. This thing's got it in for me, darling.
You and me both.
I know. You should hear her uh, screaming and yelling at it when we're not on the air and she's using it. It does weird things. It was a rebuilt that we bought for her mom. And when her mom passed away, of course, Kimberly inherited it. And I would have, if I had known they were getting a rebuilt, I would have told them to go straight through Apple. Don't go for the cheaper model. But anyway, most of the time it works. Anyway, all right. Let me turn to some of what you've been saying. I want to hear from you guys. What's that?
I said, yeah.
Yeah.
Read some of the.
Mega Wit Willie says they could always do like Paul McCartney at one of his shows when he did a song with John Lennon singing his parts of the song on a video from when he was alive. Okay, are you talking specifically? Uh, oh, I see what you're talking about. Okay, other bands in general. Yeah, and if that floats your boat, that's okay. But I'm talking about live in the flesh, an opportunity. Like I said, this is historical. This is the original four members of Black Sabbath, and they are going to
Oh
perform.
my goodness.
I just saw that.
Oh my goodness, Storm Car.
James is in the
You are
house.
always so
$20 super
Oh,
thanks from
thank you
James.
so much.
He said, "Oh, I love it." He's even
He
talking
is
about
so
Ozzy here.
sweet.
Oh, he is my oldest
Oh,
patron. I believe Ozzy should come on stage first, and then the grand finale should be the original members of Black Sabbath to come out and close the show in epic fashion. Just my opinion. And I would agree with you, James. The only thing I'm worried about is whether he can get through both sets. And if, it's my own selfishness. I'd rather see him with Sabbath that, if I could only see half of that presentation, I want to see the Sabbath hesitation or presentation. But I agree with you. I think Black Sabbath should outrank Ozzy, but in the past, that's not been the truth, has it? Didn't they open for him? Royce could tell you. Royce let him know in the comments. I thought I heard you say that
can you make
they actually opened for Ozzy at one point. What's that, baby?
Oh, I was just saying that I wanted you to thank Divine Dragons for all his hard work.
Oh yeah. Kimberly says I need to make a special mention for Divining Dragon. I did in my last stream. Divining,
He works his
my God, you are like the official host of the show. You really do a bang up job of reaching out to new people. But, several of you do. As soon as I mention Christian, Divining Dragon, then James comes to mind, Deuces Wild comes to mind, Royce comes to mind, Dan, all of these people are so welcoming. But when you think about, Christian has a style all his own. All you have to do is read any of his comments, and you'll know why. We're just giving him a bit of an extra shout out. What's that, darling?
He does it on Royce in the house.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He fully supports. So does James. So does James or Storm Cop. Uh, yeah. So many of you are now winding up over on Royce's as well and help supporting that. We've seen an increase of viewers over there. That's great lately, right? So his show is growing. It's getting more prominent. And you know what? After this week, Royce, we're either going to be eating a lot of mud or we're going to be saying, "We told you so." This is important, right? Because at first it didn't seem like anybody was at all interested in this. And now we're starting to see a nibble, especially on videos that are giving you directions regarding how to get those tickets, the latest news on what's happening with Ozzy. And we've covered some of the latest news that we know of right now.
Just the facts, man. Again.
Oh boy, look at this. Another $10. Thank you. Just the facts, man. Dan, Dan is his full name is Dan McNew, true brother. He says, just got paid today. Got me a pocket full of change. Dan, you're so awesome.
So wonderful.
Thank you, brother. Like I said, you guys are keeping this channel. We went into a flur when I focused my attention on getting and giving my attention to the core of you that make an effort to see most of my stuff. The channel started growing again, right? So sometimes you just have to regroup and look at what am I doing. I had gotten to the point where making videos was nowhere near as fun as they were. I wasn't sure. I found myself second guessing what to cover and everything. And I had lost my sense of instinct for the channel. And now I just go by pure instinct. That's what I offered to begin with. That was what, for whatever success I've gotten. And I'm very thankful to reach 45,400 plus subscribers. We're coming up on 45,005. We're just a few away, folks. We're just a few away. And we'll be seeing that point four click over to a point five. I can't believe this channel has grown that fast. I didn't know anything more than anybody else. I've done it by the seat of my pants, had a couple of angels fall on my shoulders who gave me some shout outs that put me on the map. But I think I've proven over the last couple of years that I was worthy of their trust because the channel has steadfastly grown since then. And I want to thank you. Right? We got past that crisis and everything. And this is the direction that I want this channel to go.
Oh, yeah.
Right? This is more me. I love to have my wife as part of the channel. I always wanted her in some
Oh.
fashion to do it, but it just didn't interest her. And you guys suckered her into it. Thank you.
I
You know,
know. I
biggest super
came
thank of
for
them all.
you and
Super
I
thanks of them
stayed
all.
for the people, the tribe.
What's that, baby?
I came for you and I stayed for the tribe.
Oh my goodness! Did
They
you
are
hear
the
that?
best.
Oh
They
my
are
good.
the best
I
on YouTube.
I don't know
I'm
what to
telling you,
think about
people
that,
are
Royce.
wonderful.
My wife
So wonderful. So
came for me,
encouraging.
but stayed for you guys. My goodness.
Wow. No, I just love the chat.
No, she's absolutely fallen in love with you guys. Caitlin, good to see you,
Oh,
darling.
yeah.
I was over on Caitlin's stream earlier today. You did a good show. We're talking about famous car songs over there, right? Came up with several of them. I had a kind of a smart aleck suggestion, you know,
Oh.
in there, but then I started getting serious and kind of joining in on the conversation. Great stream, Caitlin. Let's see who else is here. Royce is all over the place. Did I cover Dan's? Yeah, I did
Oh,
cover
you
his
know what?
thing. Good.
Donna the Frank says he shares this stream on his Facebook.
Oh, thank
That
you.
is wonderful.
And folks, you know what? That's why I've been. I didn't do it on my last video. I wonder why. Anyway, I've been putting that. Feel free to share this video. Because we get new subscribers that way. If you share it, somebody likes it, they link on. Right? You're doing me a solid. A lot of you. First of all, you're doing me a solid by watching me. All right. Number one, that's what I'm eternally grateful for. Number two, if you bother to give me a thumbs up, we're already past 50. We got 66. If we can get to 100, that'll bump it up again. Right. So those who go that extra distance, always, that's just a little nudge different. Some of you folks are kind enough to watch a commercial or two. That way, without anything out of your pocket, you're even financially supporting this channel. Some of you join, some of you give super thanks, and I put it all back into the channel, folks. It's all for channel growth, and it's my firm intention for this to evolve into something a lot more, I don't want to say professional, because but I would like it to be something a little more special. And I've got some ideas in mind, and it's too much to go over right now. But you can see the changes, and these folks can see the changes, and they're letting me know financially they are supporting me. They're investing themselves into making this channel successful, and I appreciate it so very much. I'm not seeing a whole lot. Okay, good. Here's Deuce's Wild suggestion: War Pigs, Black Sabbath, Iron Man, NIB, Paranoid are probably going to be the songs, but my list has some variations, he says, and so would I. I saw that list as a suggestion. Um, and
Okay.
to me, well, let's see if a couple more of you have got a couple of suggestions, because I have a couple that I would like to see on there. Definitely, there's three I want to see, and I could be surprised by two. I've already told you I think Black Sabbath should be on there. There's two more that I would love to be on this list because I love the song so much. Let's see. Ben Scheidegger says, check out Iomi's Facebook page. I think he is being cryptic about the set list. Every day, let's see, did he continue that? Every day this past week, he's been counting down with one song each day. Oh, I haven't been aware of that. I'll have to check it out. Thanks for that. So everybody can head on over there. Awesome. Let's see. Donna the Frank says Sharon looks like the marionettes from the Thunderbirds. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't surprise me if she was originally one of them. I'm not a big Sharon. I'm glad for Ozzy he found the love of his life. Like I'm glad that John Lennon found Yoko, but I'm not a fan of either woman a whole lot for various different reasons, right? And I've gone over that, but tonight, I don't want to get into the negative stuff that I might have concerning anybody. I mean, we're talking about how Bill Ward on Royce's show last Sunday wasn't available for the 2016 show, and he said that was because of contractual reasons, and that was partially true. But all of us on the panel knew that there was a lot of name calling between of each other's wives and everything, and all of that. I don't want to. I don't want to get into that. Right. The fact is Bill Ward is going to be there. You know, and I don't know how good he is. And that's when somebody said, "Is there going to be backing tracks at this concert?" That would have been my only worry. Would they have another drummer behind, uh, and Bill Ward just handling a basic beat? Like you often see Ringo doing the basic beat, and then someone else doing stuff whenever he's on stage. There's always like the extra stuff supplied by another drummer, and not that he's not capable of doing it, but he's there to be the star, and he's keeping the beat sometimes with a lead vocal himself and everything, but he'll often have some other drummers fill
Oh
in
my goodness.
when he does a double shot.
Mr. C just came in with a super thanks.
I
Oh,
just
thank
saw
you
that out of the
so
corner of
much,
my eye.
Mr.
Mr. C.
C.
I think this
Well,
is the
Mr.
first time
C.
we've heard from the
Mr.
mysterious Mr.
C.
C.
Yeah.
Mr.
He's
C.
wonderful. Thank you so
Ooh,
much.
C is for cool. A
Oh,
$2 super thanks. Thank you, Mr.
yeah.
C. Electric Funeral or Hand of Doom, please, Ozzy. Two great ideas. Hand of Doom, Electric Funeral. What do you guys think? Uh, let's see. Just seeing if I'm seeing anybody popping up with suggestions. My five would be this is Dwayne Chamberlain. Thank you, Dwayne. Would be Paranoid, 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 and oh, yeah, Paranoid. Okay.
Okay.
Now, I think we got to vote for Paranoid. I think Paranoid, yeah, that's got to be there because it's their first single. It was a big hit in England. They're playing in England. So I think that's a safe bet, don't you think? I mean, that is what really pushed that album in England. Not so much here in the United States. We just love the whole album, but that had a lot to do with that album being bought and being so popular in England was um, um, the single, right? So it
Oh
was
boy.
Paranoid that was the single. I'm
Right.
sure it was. Yeah.
Deuces Wild says, I'd love to see Michael hook up with Pete Pardo and the Sea of Tranquility crew. That would be a great conversation.
I've seen bits and pieces of them. I'm not connected to any of those fine folks, but yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah.
I'm always open to dialogue, but yeah. I love this. Dio, this is from Ben Scheider. He says Dio called Ozzy's bluff because they ended up reuniting a few years after 1992, after Ozzy had his so-called farewell tour. The point, right? Just looking for suggestions from you people. What you want to see. They're just not jumping out at me. Jersey Devil says Iommi wanted a reunion with Ozzy. He had been trying for that since Live Aid 1985. Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Ben Tredegar, Jersey Devil. Ozzy was also talking smack about Iommi and Butler, calling them a derogative term in interviews, etc. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, there was a lot of backbiting and everything, uh, and there was a lot of ego involved. And you know what? I'll tell you, you don't want to be disrespecting my wife in front of my face. So there's that whole aspect. You got to be touchy about. You got to be careful about a man's wife. I mean, he's dedicated his life to that person.
Oh my
That's his
goodness.
other half. You know.
JP Salazar came in with a super thanks, honey.
Oh, thank you,
Thank you
JP.
so much,
I love
JP.
JP. I love
You
your
just came in.
channel. I love his
You
channel.
came in as
Awesome channel.
Trainwreck. Thank you so much.
Did you watch the new Judas Priest version of War Pigs? Amazing. I just heard something about that. Somebody else mentioned that in channel. I haven't gotten a chance to get over there. I was putting up notes for this and everything. I've been busy every single day because of this Black Sabbath thing going. But thank you. I'll see that in my things and I'll check it out tonight, JP. Great guitarist. Great
Oh
guitar.
boy.
Troy Astro. Um, about Guns N' Roses, if Axl Rose and Motley Fool's Vince Neil looks like they're twin brothers, it's time to go. Oh boy, at twice the slow mo, huh? That's awesome. Oh geez, let me see. Royce, are you saying saying anything interesting here tonight? I'm often Royce is just saying hi, hello, how are you? Or at least that's what's showing up on mine. Uh, if you got anything major that you want to kind of say about what we've been covering out, Royce, make it later in the comments, and I'll scoot on down there in a minute and check to see and remind me to double check because I can't have folks up on my stream, folks. It's just the platform that I'm doing it from and everything else. And Royce is always so gracious to have me up on his show. If he's got anything to say, I want to hear about it. Um, let's see. Deuces Wild. Dio era was a totally different way Sabbath would write songs according to Iommi, but they were great songs and albums, in my opinion. Right? And it's that, yeah.
Franco Blondie just came in with a super
Oh, thank you, Franco.
Thank you so much, Franco.
I love it. Here's a couple of shillings. Just because.
Oh.
Thank you, Franco. I appreciate it, brother.
Oh.
Ah, that's awesome. Franco Blondie. You know what you are, Blondie. Ah, look, one of my favorite movies. Yeah, Roy says, yeah, I got something to say. Don Arden was a thug. I agree. Yeah, Mr. Mafioso. And in case you don't know who Don Arden is, folks, he would be Sharon Osbourne's father. He sent Sharon Osbourne to Ozzy when he wanted to get his talons into Ozzy at a very weak time in Ozzy's life. Now, I'm not doubting that Sharon wasn't good for Ozzy in many ways. Yoko was good for John in many ways. It just wasn't the team up as a fan that I cared for, and especially in Yoko's case when we had to uh, put up with some of her output, artistically speaking. I just didn't dig it. That's all. I don't hate Yoko. I well, Sharon's another thing. You know, we've covered this on my channel before. All right, the negative has come out. The drama is here, folks.
Royce said.
Oh my goodness.
Michael.
Let's see.
Oh my goodness, Franco Blondie came in with another super thing.
Oh, that okay. I kept going up and up and up.
Ben, right there.
Oh my goodness.
Well, thank you so much, Franco. Thank you so much, Ben. Oh, you guys are wonderful. Thank you so much.
He says you're the first person to figure out my Y2 name.
Oh wow. Oh, cool. Franco Blondie.
Well, hey, I'm a major fan of well, first of all, Clint Eastwood, you know, but uh Clint Eastwood in a Western is even better, you know, and you know this the whole Dollars trilogy. You know, I turned my son on to that when he was about I don't know 16. To this day, he is a major Clint Eastwood movie fan, and that's his favorite movie: The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah. Ben comes in. Ben Scheidiger with a $5 super thanks. Thank you so much, Ben. Set list prediction. Oh, good. This is what I've been looking for.
Yeah.
Black Sabbath, Children of the Grave. That was on a couple of lists I saw. Sweet Leaf, NIB, War Pigs, Iron Man, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, with Paranoid as their as their encore. So you're predicting one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight tracks. You're expecting eight, huh, Ben? Because I've heard as little as five. And then we also heard how uh, Ozzy even made a statement that he'll be just coming in and out. So and if that's the case, are these going to be long extended jams? They'll give them a chance to rest and come out, and they're doing all kinds of things. It'll be interesting. Like I said, train wreck
Oh
or
my
not, it's
goodness,
going to
here
be
comes
damn interesting,
Juice
right?
again.
All right, we got another one here. Deuce as well with a $5 super. Thanks. He says Scott from the Prof Corner streams with Pete Pardo and company. Would love to all go back and forth. Royce too. Yeah, Scott's always welcome uh, to do anything with me. But I'm not sure that Scott even knows too much about my channel. We're aware of each other, right? Um, we kind of met through Larry Graves' Canadian Stud Muffin channel, right? But I go over to. I've mentioned Scott lots of times. I
Oh,
like what he does. I like what he does.
ooh.
I dig him. You know, I totally dig him. And I've even commended him. He can only put half time into his channel. He's gotten quite a few subscribers. What last count he was around 15,000 doing this halftime. That's amazing, amazing. He may be beyond that. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been over there. I've been so busy, but yeah, Royce too. Yeah, yeah. Royce and I've been talking about some of that on the side. Still talking about it. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Natalie,
Yeah, she's
Carly's in.
in.
Savoca. Yes, band rap. It sure is in music. Yikes. Don't get me started. Oh, boy. Well, it's not my favorite. As many of my longtime viewers can tell you, it's not my favorite art form. I'm not saying it's not an art form. It doesn't ring my bells, and it don't belong. Rap doesn't belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Not as rap. Now, rap-based rock bands, I don't know what to do with that mess. You know, it would depend how much rock they have to them. To be honest with you, for me, but I don't know. That's to me. That's like having a spam omelet, which in times of need, spam tastes really good. But it wouldn't be my first choice at a restaurant. Okay? That's all I can say. Troy Astro again says, sorry, dudes. Ozzy on stage is like seeing Frankie Valli. Oh, I was waiting for one of you to mention this example. He's 90 freaking years old in concert. They're too feeble. Now, I did notice Ozzy did look pretty feeble at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. His face seemed a little sunken and everything. But here's the deal that was October 18th, folks, when they did that performance and he sat on the throne and others performed. So November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. All right. Almost, what, 8 months or almost 9 months? Yeah, a lot of miracles can happen in 9 months. You can become a human being from 0 to 60 in 9 months, you know. But that's something that happens with brand new cell growth and all of that. I mean, we're talking about a man well up in his age, yeah, dealing with some serious medical issues and injuries. Would almost 9 months be enough?
Oh my
You
goodness.
know,
Juice came in with another super
I
thanks.
see that.
Oh, Juice.
Deuce.
Thank you so much. You're always wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh,
So my excuse me, folks.
oh.
I'll get right to you, Deuce. So with all of that in mind, uh, what do you do? There's so much that's been going on behind the back, or behind the scenes with this whole show. All the things. the feuds that kind of kept these guys apart over the years. Sharon Osbourne showing up out of the blue like magic, all of a sudden talking last year. Well, Ozzy he certainly deserves to be on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right? She's sounding more like Ozzy every day. And she's got a lot of power. She's a power broker, and her father was a power broker, and her father wasn't a good person. And the way that there's just been too much shielding of Ozzy, too much of the power of the final say. I like an artist to be in charge of his own ship. I don't mind an artist who's got a strong wife or partner who's going to represent him well and everything. But when I'm a fan of the artist, I'm not necessarily a fan of the wife.
Mega Wet
Right?
Willie came in with the super things.
I got to get down here. I'll get right to you, Mega. I got to get to Deuces. Deuces came in with a $5 super thanks. He says, love Eastwood too. Those Westerners, uh, those Westerners are great. Can't get enough of all his films. Yeah, me too. I love them all. I think I have every one of his films. The Man with No Name Trill is gold. All his westerns are great. And you know what? It's not just the A Man with No Name trilogy. When he said trill, that's what he's talking about. And even the Man with No Name trilogy is fraught with it not really being a trilogy. It's just there are so many. First of all, he's never named, in the films. There's no name. He's no name, right? And there are many similarities, but you even have actors playing different characters in different films. Lee Van Cleef, for example, plays a rather good guy in one of the films, and he is the bad in The Good, Bad, and the Ugly. But there's an argument by some that it's a five-part no name type of thing. Because what do you have? What Pale Rider? The preacher. He comes in, no name, just the preacher, right? And again, with or yeah, Pale Rider, and then the one, what's the one? Drifter. I'm just not thinking of his movies. Where he comes in, he's basically, they're saying he's the ghost of the sheriff that was whipped to death. They paint the town red in that one. I'm just having a brain fart as far as the name of the film. But you've got, and there's a mythology to the whole thing. And I absolutely love uh, all those films. I think they call it the trilogy mainly because those are the spaghetti westerns, and the others were later, uh, more of American productions. But they're so spaghetti, you can forgive them for that, right? So absolutely, and I'm also a major John Wayne fan. You know, and I always see Clint Eastwood as like the heir apparent. He's the one that did it best for me, as far as being like the seminal country western star of all time. Right? Just when you thought John Wayne couldn't act his way out of a paper bag, other than "I won't hit you, I won't hit you." Like hell, I won't hit you. That was his whole deal, right? Pilgrim, right? Then shoots. He films The Shootist and shows us that the man could act, right? Then he did Genghis Khan, and you thought the opposite. But I love these guys. I love all these old
High
movies.
Plains
I grew up
Drifter.
with them. I'm a big movie buff. Big movie buff.
High
Uh,
Plains Drifter.
but High Plains Drifter. Thank you very much. Yeah.
That was
Yeah. Awesome.
Blackjack Music came in with that. Yeah.
Awesome film. Couldn't make that film today,
And
could you
Jorge
guys?
came in with that.
Think about everything that goes on in that film. Couldn't make that film
And
today.
Jersey Devil too.
That would be slightly politically incorrect. A lot of the old films are so politically incorrect. That's why Disney rebrands them. Gone with the Wind. You can't leave it alone, right? You got to turn it into a new thing. You know, we must educate you that a lot of what you are about to see was improper way of living and viewing humanity. Well, fuck you. It was a film. It's Gone with the Wind. That's what it's like. Paul McCartney said about the Beatles album. Should that have been perhaps trimmed? Criticism of that. He goes, fuck you. It's the bloody Beatles White Album. Leave it alone. It's great. You know, and if we come to a higher sense of humanity and higher ideology, it'll be reflected in later films. But quit rewriting history. Quit bamboozling older generations who actually got it more right than the generation before them, but they didn't get it right enough for you. You vanguard of politically correct human beings. Sorry. See, get me off rock and roll, and then oh boy. But anyway, I thoroughly agree. Outlaw Mega Wet Willie says Outlaw Jersey Whale is the bomb and one of my favorites, and it may very well be my favorite of his westerns.
Oh yeah.
It's and there's another film they couldn't make today, right? But it cuts right to it, and guess what? There's a film how humanity. We'll talk about a tribe. The outlaw Josie Wales. This is a man, everything taken away from him. He has to become the outlaw Josie Wales, right? He has a whole history, Civil War history, and everybody's gunning for him. And somehow through that whole thing, he finds his tribe, and they come from everywhere. Maybe I should designate the outlaw Josie Whale the official tribal movie. It's a good idea, I think. Did I get everybody? I hope I did. Thank you, Mega Willie. That was with a $5 super. Thanks. You guys have been so gracious. Yeah, I did cover Deuce as well. So, what do you guys think? All right. So, here's my thing before I cut this down. We've been going for almost 2 hours. Um, here's the deal. Here's the songs. If it's listed to five, I just want the first three and the rest of you. I think Paranoid's a good call from some of you. Children of the Grave, I don't know. There's a couple of more, but there's two others besides Black Sabbath I would like to see. I agree with one of you. One of you mentioned Sweet Leaf. All right. I told Dan, who's out there right now, Dan the man, Dan McNew on Royce's last video. We're having a conversation. You guys can go over there and see it, and it's that part's included in my latest video too, where I tell him, I had trouble deciding between. I think that probably Sabbath Bloody Sabbath is their best produced album, but they met production with a twin tower of albums with Master of Reality and Volume 4. And those are like a Revolver and Rubber Soul with the Beatles for me. They're almost impossible to choose which is better. I finally went with Master reluctantly because of the song Sweet Leaf. So I think Black Sabbath, the song, Sweet Leaf, and I Want Changes. One ballad, Changes. Okay, that's got to be on there too. All right. I'm going through changes. That's got to be. I mean, they're going through changes. This will be their last butterfly or train wreck moment. All right. So, what we're going to do, Kimberly, I want you to start looking in whatever's left of the comments right now on suggestions of songs and everything.
Yeah.
If you guys do that, and then you add some suggestions for songs on the replay of this, just go over and you don't have to rewatch it. You can stop it and just give your suggestions of songs you'd want to see. Let's keep it 5 to 7. All right. Oh, wow. $10.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Fergus
Oh, Gear Jam, you're awesome. He says, I can give you a like. That's all from this point. One of my favorite Rock and Roll Hall of Fame memories was in 2013 when Public Enemy thought that the music revolved around them and hip hop. Then Dave Grohl and Taylor Hawkins introduced Rush and brought the house Down. You know what? I've been listening to a whole lot of moving pictures. That is a great freaking album. That is a great freaking album. I was listening to that all night. I did as some of you know, I do a walk. I like I break it up usually because I'm so busy with the channel. I'll go out and I'll do like the better part of a mile, and then another better part of a mile. I try to end it up 5 miles is my goal, and that's when I'll listen to music. And I've been just listening to tons of Russian. Yeah. So who was that? Public Watomy? Public Watomy? Sorry, Gear Jam. That's what they are to me. Uh, public hooah? They mean nothing to me, right? And the whole bling attitude that comes from rap, I can't stand. It's the whole the money is important, the flash dash and all cash kind of approach to that whole genre. That's just that's not me. That's so anti me. I I I can't. Even if you got people and took them out of rap and put them at a company I'd have to work for, private company because they'd be rich, right? And I had to watch that bullshit. I'd find another job. I just don't hang with people who that's such their obvious flashing of wealth and visuals. Uh, uh, you just to me that's never going to grab me. It's got to have something to say. Now, a lot of you will say there's lots of rap that has a lot to say. My brother Gary, who's a great singer songwriter himself, will tell you he thinks Eminem is a great songwriter. Right now, and when he told me that, I looked at some of the lyrics. I go, yeah, yeah, okay, there's something there. The only problem is all wrapped up in rap. Okay, but the lyrics are good. I'm not saying there's not geniuses. I'm not saying that's not an art form. I'm not saying that all those people aren't deserving of accolades up the yim yam, but they should never darken the halls of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I've even had some of you say before we're done here, we're going to have to create our own Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And we haven't put that idea out of the pasture yet.
Hey, hon.
Some we could very well do. And the first 13 inductions are what you have already done. Want to know who they'd be? Go to my channel page, right? Hit that more button, and it'll show you a list of 13 bands. They'd be the first three on our list here, right, folks? Yeah, baby.
Oh, Stephen Fox said something really funny, and I've heard this, but it's been a long time. He says, I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That is cool.
Oh, that's great. Let's see. Not if it's peanut butter, doctor. Not sorry, Storm Cop. Oh, now is Kaylee being sassy?
Yeah.
Kaylin's been known to be
She
sassy.
just sweet as can be.
Oh, Kimberly says you're being as sweet as can be, Caitlin.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, are you? Are you? Let's take a look at here. Yeah. No, Caitlin will just say what's on her mind too. I love it. No, all of you do. You do a great job at that. All right. Listen, folks, I've had a great day. This last hour has been a sweat job on this. This has got to be one of the hottest days for the years here. If you ever wonder, I'm in the big valley uh, of Northern California. I guess it's closer to being like Central California, but the breakoff seems to be Northern California. We live in a town that is a kind of reclaimed desert. They called it a desert. It was never legally a desert. It was considered a brushland or a woodland, and the main reason is it would flood out in the winter and lose all water in the summer to desolate. And of course, engineers. A famous California project. It was a federal. It was a federal job that brought irrigation into this section. Now we're an area full of orchards and all kinds of produce growth sent all over the world.
Agricultural belt of the.
But that doesn't change Modesto from being basically a desert town. And our average, we've had a very mild summer this year compared, but it's starting to hit up there now. Usually we're hitting. The last time just before I got up, it was 99. I don't know if it's going to break 100 today, but we have hit 112, 114. You know, and summer has been known to almost start around February in this town, right?
Yeah.
So it's been a day and a half. And of course, when I stream, I turn the air conditioning off. I have it on at full blast before I get on, and the last thing I do is I turn that sucker off and go on the air. In the winter, it's not so bad. And in the fall and the spring, not so bad. But now, height of summer, especially at 5 p.m., because that's when we hit our highest degrees here, is about 5 p.m. In the evening, as late as 6 and 7 sometimes. So it's been a cooker. You guys have been fantastic. I really enjoyed this. So here's what's going to happen from here. All right, I'm going to try and get a members only video out. I've got an idea on that. If I don't, it'll be followed shortly after we do this. We're going to be on Sunday. The show is on Saturday. All right. This is the Black Sabbath reunion show. Get your tickets, watch it, right? And if you don't, you're just curious about what people saw, join me on Sunday. All right. I'll get a notification for this show up sometime later this evening so that you have days ahead to kind of plan for it. And because even though the show is on Saturday, Sunday, the following day at 5 p.m. PST, that's Pacific Standard Time, leading up to Royce's show, we will be doing a reaction stream where I'll give my opinion and you guys will give your opinion. Was the show a success? Was it a crazy train of a time or was it a train wreck? And we're going to be discussing that because then we'll actually know what we're talking about. Y'all been great there. Good to see you, Royce. Left you a message, by the way. Last check, you didn't see my last message to you, so you might want to check that in Messenger, brother. All right, folks, you've all been great. Thank you so much for your financial support. Thank you for viewing with me. Thank you for sticking with me. We had a blurb here. We are working at changing that to get a more automatron system behind a better platform. But it's going to take us a bit of time to get there. So bear with me. Everything's changing, you know? Wow, where have I heard that? Because I feel like I'm going through changes. All right. So I hope that Black Sabbath has a bang up time. I hope Black Sabbath knocks our freaking socks off. I hope Black Sabbath goes out and really, frankly, Ozzy as well. I hope they give us the biggest surprise of our life. But I'm ready for just about anything at this point. And I think a lot of you are. All right, so join me on Sunday and then follow that stream. I'll be joining Royce right after. Don't forget, Royce has a pre recorded video out tomorrow. So between us, we've been hitting this. We both hit it Sunday. I hit it Monday with a video that's gotten bigger. I had a stream on Wednesday. Royce is coming out on Thursday. I'm back on Sunday, and so is Royce. We've given you, I think, value for your buck. And we stuck to our guns, right, Royce? That was the main thing. We chose the subject and live or die. We lived and died by our sword. All right, folks. I'll see you on Sunday, if not sooner. I'm Michael Nolan. This is The Bottom Line, and this has been Tribal number 48. I'll see you on Tribal 49. Okay, folks. Night.